Hey there, welcome to our channel. Today, we have an exciting video for you where we'll be diving into the cautionary tales of 15 billionaires who went from having it all to losing everything. It's a tough lesson to learn, but it's important to understand how even the wealthiest can fall from grace. So, if you're ready to learn from these stories, make sure to stick around and click the link in the description to learn more. Now, let's get started with our first billionaire, Sean Quinn. Back in 2008, Sean Quinn was the richest person in Ireland with an estimated net worth of a whopping $6 billion. But just 3 years later, he filed for bankruptcy. The 2008 financial crisis hit his Quinn Group hard, and on top of that, he faced legal troubles for not cooperating with the Irish Bank Resolution Corporation and asset stripping. Despite hitting rock bottom, Quinn is now trying to rebuild his fortune and has recently launched a new online gambling business. Next up, we have Eike Batista, who in 2002 was the world's 7th richest man with a net worth of $30 billion. Unfortunately, within just 2 years, his wealth rapidly declined, and by 2013, it had dropped to $200 million. Batista's oil company, OGX, went bankrupt in 2013, making it the largest corporate default in Latin American history. But Batista isn't giving up. He's determined to rebuild and promises to pay back all of his debts. Moving on to Thor Bjorgolfsson, the second person from Iceland to become a billionaire. He was the majority owner and chairman of the Icelandic bank Landsbanki, which was the second largest company in Iceland. However, within a year, his net worth plummeted from $1.1 billion to being about $675 million in debt due to the global financial crisis of 2008. In 2015, he was charged by a French court for misleading customers and mismanaging their investments. Now let's talk about Alan Stanford, who made it to the Forbes 400 list with a net worth of $2.2 billion in 2008. He was living a lavish lifestyle, purchasing private aircraft and luxury yachts. However, his success was short-lived as he was arrested in 2009 and convicted of running a massive Ponzi scheme involving $7 billion. Stanford is currently serving a 110-year prison sentence. We can't forget about Bernie Madoff, who is infamous for orchestrating the largest Ponzi scheme in history, defrauding wealthy individuals out of a staggering $64.8 billion. In 2008, Madoff was arrested and found guilty of 11 felonies, resulting in a 150-year prison sentence. At the time of his arrest, he had a net worth of $17.179 billion, all of which was forfeited to the US government. Bernie Madoff died in prison in 2021 at the age of 82. Elizabeth Holmes, the billionaire co-owner of Theranos, comes next. In 2015, she was at the top of Forbes' list of America's self-made women with a net worth of $4.5 billion. However, allegations of inaccuracies in Theranos' blood tests and federal investigations into her business practices led to her net worth plummeting to zero within a year. Vijay Mallya, once known as the King of Good Times in India, faced a series of financial scandals and controversies. With a net worth of $1.5 billion in 2012, he is now being investigated for financial fraud and money laundering. Mallya fled to the UK in 2016, and India is currently trying to extradite him to face charges. Adolf Merckle, one of Germany's richest men, also suffered significant losses during the financial recession of 2008. By May 2008, he had lost $3.6 billion, and his holding company, VM Group, went $6 billion into debt. Unable to recover, Merckle tragically took his own life in 2009. Moving on to Alberto Villar, the co-founder of the billion-dollar investment firm Amerindo. Villar's fortune took a hit due to the stock market crash of 2000 and legal troubles in 2008. He was convicted of various financial crimes and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Manoj Bhargava, the founder and CEO of Innovations Ventures LLC, went from being a billionaire to losing most of his wealth due to reports of heart attacks being caused by his energy drink, 5 Hour Energy. Stocks plummeted and his net worth dropped to around $800 million. In response, Bhargava pledged to give away 99% of his wealth to charity. Olav Thon, the richest man in Norway, willingly gave up his fortune in 2013 by passing full ownership of the Olav Thon Group to his charitable foundation. While he still controls the company, all profits now go toward promoting math, science, and entrepreneurship. Femi Otedola, a Nigerian billionaire, saw the majority of his wealth wiped out when shares of his company, Lagos Pasture Oil, fell by 83%. He also faced losses due to the Nigerian currency dropping against the dollar. However, Otedola remains resilient and determined to rebuild. A notable example from the world of celebrities is MC Hammer, the famous rapper known for his hit You Can't Touch This. At the height of his career in the late 1980s and early 1990s, MC Hammer amassed a fortune with millions in earnings. However, due to lavish spending and poor financial management, he filed for bankruptcy in 1996. Patricia Klug, once married to the richest man in the world, John W. Klug, faced a series of financial setbacks. After divorcing, Patricia received $1 million a year in alimony and the Albemarle estate. She established the Kluger Estate Winery and Vineyard, but faced difficulties due to the U.S. housing crisis. The vineyard was eventually foreclosed on, and Patricia filed for bankruptcy. Samuel D. Waxel, founder and former CEO of biopharmaceutical company ImClone Systems, was convicted and sentenced to 7 years in 2003 for insider trading, bank fraud, and other charges. The scandal, which also involved Martha Stewart, centered around the illegal disclosure of FDA decisions about ImClone's cancer drug, Erbitux. These stories are truly eye-opening, and while it's easy to feel sympathy for some of these former billionaires, it's also important to recognize that some of their losses came as a result of illegal actions. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Before we wrap up, here's a bonus fact for you. As of 2023, there are 3,141 billionaires in the world, according to CEO World magazine. The distribution of these billionaires varies by country, with China leading the count with 969 billionaires, followed by the United States with 691 and India with 187. This distribution highlights the significant economic growth and wealth accumulation in these countries. Thank you for joining us today, and if you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the link in the description to learn more. See you next time.